According to a 2015 report by the National Museum of African American History and Culture, only 8 or 9% of history class time in U.S. schools is devoted to Black history. Why is that so, you may ask? Well, the evil ones knew what they had done and would do everything to hide that part of their history. By the time you finish watching this video, you will know some of the reasons your teachers have continued to do their best to hide Black history from the curricula used to teach you in school. In the early 20th century, a community of African Americans existed in a region of Tulsa called Black Wall Street. This community was founded in 1906 and quickly became a safe haven for Blacks looking for work for starting their entrepreneurial aspirations. In less than 2 decades, Black Wall Street became one of the wealthiest communities in the United States. Due to the racial segregation at the time, also called Jim Crow laws, Black Wall Street forced itself to be self-reliant. Black business owners also pooled their resources together to uplift other Blacks who wanted to start their own companies. As this Black community grew in size, their white neighbors began to notice their prosperities and became increasingly jealous. Many of the whites were poor and couldn't fathom why a Black person would be richer than them. Despite their jealousy, there was nothing the white community could do to retard or stop the growing successes of Blacks in Tulsa. Well, that seemed to be the case until white supremacists finally had their chance to destroy Black Wall Street between May 31st and June 1st, 1921. On May 30th, 1921, 19-year-old Black guy named Dick Rowland was working as a shoe shiner when he suddenly felt the need to use the toilet. Due to the ongoing Jim Crow laws, Blacks were not allowed to use toilet facilities used by white people. That prevented Rowland from using any nearby toilets that would be easily accessible. However, Rowland's boss had arranged for his Black employees to use a segregated colored restroom on the top floor of a nearby building. The problem with that arrangement was that Rowland had to use an elevator to get there. At the time, a 17-year-old white girl named Sarah Page was working as the elevator operator. As Rowland entered the elevator, he tripped. In his attempt to save himself from falling, Rowland grabbed Sarah's hand. Due to that, Sarah screamed, causing Rowland to run away fearfully. A white clerk rushed to the scene and quickly concluded that Rowland was attempting to rape or assault Sarah. Without exercising any due diligence to find out what really happened, the white clerk reported the incident to the police as an assault or a rape. Tulsa police later questioned Sarah, who confessed that Rowland only grabbed her hand and didn't rape or assault her. She was also not interested in pressing any charges. The police concluded there was no assault or rape and so didn't launch any manhunt for Rowland. Unfortunately, rumors of the false rape accusation began to spread. Sadly, at the time, African American men accused of raping white women were often lynched by white mobs. In order to protect Rowland from mob lynch, the law enforcement located and put Rowland into their custody. On the afternoon of May 31st, 1921, the incident was worsened when Tulsa Tribune, one of the 2 white-owned newspapers in the area, reported the false rape accusation using a sensational headline. In the false report, the Tulsa Tribune wrote that Rowland attacked Sarah, scratched her hands and face before tearing her cloth. They also claimed Rowland had been arrested and would be tried in the municipal court that afternoon on state charges. That false report sparked outrage throughout the white community in the area, making some of them determined to kidnap and lynch Rowland. By evening, some whites had called the police commissioner, demanding for Rowland's release for lynching. Due to that, the police commissioner ordered that Rowland be transferred to the more secure jail on the top floor of the Tulsa County Courthouse. Many white supremacists who had been jealous of the prosperity in Black Wall Street soon learned about Rowland's whereabouts and stormed to the courthouse. They demanded the sheriff release Rowland to them. The sheriff declined and commanded his officers to heavily guard the courthouse. When the false news by Tulsa Tribune began to go viral, some Black veterans who fought in World War I became determined to prevent lynching of another innocent Black man. So they dusted their firearms and went to the courthouse. These highly trained veterans offered their support to the sheriff in defending the courthouse, but the sheriff declined their help. The veterans decided to leave. As they were leaving, one of the white supremacists attempted to snatch the firearm of one veteran. That resulted in a struggle and a gunshot was fired. From that moment, all hell was let loose. Within a few seconds, the white supremacists and the black veterans fired several gunshots and 12 people instantly lost their lives. To prevent further loss of lives, the black veterans retreated. However, the whites only gathered more firearms and started shooting at any black they saw. One police officer even instructed them to get a gun and get a nigger. Throughout the night of May 31st and the morning of June 1st, 1921, the whites attacked and burned down all black businesses and homes in Black Wall Street. This once prosperous black community was eventually overwhelmed by the attacks from their jealous white neighbors. Many blacks attempted to flee, but the white rioters shot them indiscriminately and killed many along the way. By the time the massacre ended, all black businesses in Black Wall Street were completely destroyed. The destruction included 191 businesses, a hospital, a junior high school, and several churches. More than 1,250 houses were burned, while another 215 were looted but not burned. It has been estimated that the real estate loss was more than $37 million in today's money. Initial reports stated 36 people died, but according to historians, it is now believed that 300 people or more were killed. Following the incident, about 10,000 blacks were rendered homeless. Many of them were once rich members of the Black Wall Street. The Oklahoma State Attorney eventually initiated an investigation into the incident. In the end, an all-white jury put all the blame on the blacks. No white was ever convicted of charges related to the incident. Although attempts were made to rebuild Black Wall Street, it never fully returned to its past glory. In fact, some whites in governmental positions tried their best to hinder its redevelopment. Today, the historical Vernon African Methodist Episcopal Church is the only building that remained from its past glory. As we have seen, this sad incident occurred because of the false accusation and jealousy by the white community. That's why your teachers would never teach you this black history in school. They know the evil they did and would do everything to prevent you from learning about them. Were you shocked by the atrocities committed by whites in this massacre of our ancestors? Then click that share button now so that your friends can also learn about this hidden black history. Make sure to also hit that like button and share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.